Hey guys, Ewan here with the Old School Labs, and we are starting this video with a bicep photo of blessing Awodibu. What a way to start the video. Yeah, he is kind of a hot shot these days because he created all this drama with Nick Walker and who's gonna win the New York Pro. But it might not be either one of those guys, as it seems. We're gonna talk about that further in the video, but right here I'll just focus on Blessing's bicep, and it does look absolutely amazing. I mean, it just looks ridiculous. It looks freaky. And yeah, Nick also has amazing set of arms, but he doesn't have this kind of bubbly, round look that usually black guys have. And Blessing does as well, and not only that his biceps are peaky, they're also really full and really long, very low inserted. And with these veins, it just makes it so much more impressive and freaky. Those veins aren't gonna help him on a competition day. No, the judges don't care about that. They want to see thin skin, see-through skin, as conditioned as possible. Veins, they're not a plus or a minus unless you have like serious condition like various veins or varicose veins. I'm not sure how you call it, but yeah, it's something that Nick actually has, Nick Walker, in his calves, in his lower legs. But having this kind of vascularity off stage makes you look really freaky, really impressive. Anyways, it feels weird talking about someone's bicep like this. Let's go into a more of a physique update and let's talk about the guy I already mentioned, of course, Nick Walker. And this is what he updated us with at 12 weeks out. And this is usually the time when these pro bodybuilders start prepping, start dieting actually. I don't know about the Nick though, because he competed recently and he kept an amazing shape. He stayed in a really good condition. Take a look at the vascularity to the legs. And yeah, that condition, that varicose veins going on right there in his calves, in his lower legs. That's a condition. It can be fixed, I believe, but I don't know. Maybe the judges will knock him a little for that because it doesn't look healthy. It looks very unhealthy, and the fans won't really love this. But when you look at the physique, it really doesn't change the fact that he is super big or conditioned or whatever. So yeah, bodybuilding standards wise, it's nowhere in the books that you're gonna be punished for having such a condition. Anyways, it doesn't look super aesthetic, but look at his physique overall. He's in a really good shape. You or me or an average guy, an average bodybuilder who's not a professional bodybuilder, who doesn't really stay in great shape all year around, who doesn't really get shredded so fast like these guys, who doesn't carry a bunch of muscle all the time. Most of us and some pro bodybuilders would start the prep at about 16 weeks out. Some people may need even more, like 18, 20 or so. Anyways, these guys, like Nick here, they don't need more than 12 weeks, and especially Nick, because right here he looks absolutely shredded. To me, he looks like he's 4 weeks out. I can't see the glutes, and that is where everybody is holding the biggest amount of fat and water, but from the front, he looks, 2 to 4 weeks out, 6 weeks tops. So I don't think he's gonna start dieting really hard anytime soon. But anyways, he seems to be the favorite to win it. But it's not set in stone because there are some other really good guys, such as Justin Rodriguez. This is him at 12 weeks out. He also kept really good shape, though he competed even later than Nick. They both competed at the Chicago Pro, and then later Justin did Olympia. So you can see right here, Justin is in a really good shape. He's a little bit watery, but he doesn't have a lot of fat. So you can see that that vein that is coming through his inner leg part, inner thigh. And you don't see that if somebody has a lot of fat. So he's lean. He's a little bit watery, but he's very lean. Now we can analyze his physique and compare it to Nick and say what he has, what he doesn't have. But the fact is, he beat him at the Chicago Pro. And he didn't beat him only by 1 spot, but by 2 spots. He was second at the show, and there was Max Charles between him and Nick. But that was Nick's pro debut, and many people thought that he was actually better than Max. But it doesn't matter, we'll see now, because Max is not around, and Nick is not having his pro debut. He's more of an established guy now. Here you can see Justin, and you can't really tell too much from this, only that he's really big. He's in 290s. But this guy can get shredded, and the fact that his legs are a little bit smaller, a little bit less full than those of Nick, for example, are definitely can be ignored because his back is absolutely ridiculous. Not only the back, but the entire back side. Like glutes and hamstrings and everything, he can get really shredded. he can get really in a good shape and he has the maturity and everything. He has been competing for a while now. So I think it's his show to lose. And he improved a lot in 2020, a lot. And unfortunately, he didn't get a pro win, but he did get to a Mr. Olympia qualification based on points. But he deserves a victory. And I think now is the time. If he brings this kind of a shape again, he's going to take that win. New York pro win, that's an amazing win. And I think he has it. Even though I do have Nick Walker in that runner-up position, this guy right here, Mohamed Shaaban, might take away that second spot. He can be a surprise, but he shouldn't be a surprise really because he's kind of an established bodybuilder. He's an Egyptian like Big Ramy. He did a bunch of pro shows and I'm pretty sure he won one of those pro shows. I think it was Kuwait Pro, but you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he won one of those shows and there was talk that he won because of politics because he's training in Kuwait and stuff. Anyways, doesn't matter. He was at the Mr. Olympia 2019. And I'm pretty sure he was last at Mr. Olympia, but he was much better before at that Kuwait Pro show or whatever the show it was where he actually qualified for the Mr. Olympia. Anyways, I think it's an amazing achievement to just stand on Mr. Olympia stage in open bodybuilding, guys. And this is gonna be a year and a half from New York Pro. So in a year and a half, I'm sure he made a lot of gains. As you can probably notice based on this photo right here, he looks really big, really full, and he hasn't even started dieting yet. I think he gained a lot of muscle, I think he gained a lot of fullness and roundness, maybe his waist got a little bit bigger, but it's gonna go down as he diets down. Overall, and his legs grew, yeah, his legs were smaller before, they grew. And I think this guy might be a surprise, like people don't expect him to do much damage. People are comparing Blessing versus Nick and then they're adding Justin into the mix and saying that he's gonna win it, but what about this guy? Okay, yeah, Nick is very good, and Justin is great, but Blessing, I don't know how Blessing is gonna look against the pro guys, against the pro bodybuilders, but if I was a betting man, I would bet on Mohamed Shaaban right here. I think he's gonna be better than Blessing, probably in the third spot, potentially second. Well, that's gonna do as far as the New York Pro preview section, and now we're gonna get to something else, Victor Martinez and his physique update. Just like the head judge Steve Weinberger says, he's a tough old man. And at this point, I don't think he retired. I don't think he ever announced retiring. But he looks amazing, actually. I mean, he has this 3D look. He has the separation. He is in a good shape. I don't know what his plans are, but he looks amazing here. I mean, his best years were early 2000s. That was almost 20 years ago. He's 47 now. And he looks absolutely amazing for a 47-year-old. Not as good as Dexter was when he was 47, but still pretty amazing. And if this guy really brought the conditioning, he has everything still. I'm guessing he's not going to diet super hard at this age to get super shredded like he used to do back in the day. And I think that's the only flaw that he has. I mean, he doesn't want to risk the health too much. But he has the muscle, he has the maturity, he has everything. He looks absolutely insane for his age. But this is what young guys are doing right now. They're growing, they're improving. Keone Pearson right here, 212 competitor. I don't know if he's going to be able to fit the 212 next time he shows up. What the hell is going on, guys? I mean, does this guy even know that there is a limit to growing? Like, you cannot grow at this rate. If he doesn't know, please don't tell him because he doesn't understand it, obviously. And he keeps improving, he keeps growing. Every time we see an update, he looks bigger and rounder. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. It looks like he photoshopped this. But he didn't. There are videos and everything. He just keeps growing at a really rapid rate. And I actually believe, now I absolutely do believe that he was natural when he competed and won that New York Pro in Classic Physique and took third or fourth at the Arnold Classic in Classic Physique. I believe he was natural. I do, because look at what he looks now. Take a look at this. I mean, this is a huge difference from back then. Obviously, he changed something, and what else could it be? He added steroids. So he looks absolutely insane right here. He's actually very lean and really freaking big. I don't think he's going to be able to stay in 212 for too long. No, at this rate, he's going to outgrow it. And he's going to be competing in the open. And with this kind of aesthetics, with small waist and this size, this bubbly look, he's gonna do amazing. He's gonna be one of the top bodybuilders. At one point I said he might win the Mr. Olympia in the Open eventually. It might happen. This guy is very young. He's like 25 right now or something. So imagine him when he's like 35. That's gonna be insane. Anyways guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like it. If you want to see more, subscribe to this channel. All the best guys and keep it old school.